Today I wanted to start a new series on the channel. This is going to be called like 5 underrated guns or something, because I wanted to pick out 5, underrated guns and use them for you guys and just show you, because people do talk about guns being underrated a lot, but they really just do one video. I kind of want to do like just little sections where I'm like, hey, these are 5 guns that I think are really fun. Let's get into it. The first gun for today is going to be the M3A1. This is the grease gun. I think that this is probably one of the most underrated guns in the entire game, because it hits for 48 with a torso multi and a better than average headshot multi, and it doesn't really have that much recoil. However, it does shoot kind of slow. But if you've never seen this thing used or given it a go before, this is a really high damage and like easy to use kind of gun. Like, it just shoots kind of slow, and that's like the only big downside. But if you hit people in the torso, it just kills. It just kills people, dude. It also can 4-hit limo ranges, which, considering it's a PDW, is incredible. It also has a 60 stud max damage range, which is a very, very high for PDW. There is one kind of main problem that makes this thing not super crazy sometimes, and that is it can 2-hit with 1 limb and 1 torso, or 2 torsos, or 1 torso, 1 headshot, or 1 limb, 1 headshot, but it can't kill with 2 limbs because it doesn't do 50 damage. And that isn't that crazy, since like AK-47 hollow points, or what's the other one that's supposed to kind of be like this but shoots faster? Oh, what is that one? Whatever. There's a 45 conversion on one of those guns that is kind of better in some ways, but doesn't have as good of a damage range or minimum damage or multis. So I'd say that this might be, in my opinion, better than, I can't even remember what it's called, dude. It's the Sten, whatever the Sten is, with the 45 conversion. But yeah, this thing, it hits for like 80 damage headshot. It's just a monster, dude. I think, yeah, I definitely made a review video on it. One of the first reviews I did. And at the time, it did pretty well as a video. Probably got like 100 views, but like, that was really good for me at the time. So yeah, and I praise this gun a lot because I do think that this is a really good gun. So, it's just so like satisfying to use. People use muzzle booster and plus P on this thing at the exact same time, because that's how little recoil this thing has. But I like to just go for, I don't know, I use muzzle brake, stubby grip, and OKP7 on mine. And as you can see, this thing is so accurate. If you're having trouble hitting things in LRC, which I don't really recommend you use this thing that much in LRC anyways, then you can always just stick to like a compensator and a folding grip, and then it won't like, you see how it kind of like bounces back and forth? It'll have more, it'll have more vertical recoil, but it won't be like as jumpy side to side, because that's how recoil works. I don't even know why I'm trying to explain that to you. As is, this is a very accurate, very fun to use gun, and very underrated. Like, I think Oscar has talked about liking this gun and other people, but I don't think anyone still uses it. It's still like so not used. It's very interesting. And the fact that it's a PDW that can 4-hit limb and has a torso multi and a better headshot multi is just crazy, dude. All right, on to gun number 2. In the number 2 spot, or whatever, number 2 on the whatever, it's not like a ranking or anything, it's the MP510K. I made a video on this as well, and I did praise it a lot, but still, I see the MP5K used a lot, and not the MP510K, even though the MP510K is incredible. This thing is so good. The reason that I say that this gun is so good is because it hits like a beast for 36 in CQC and has 900 RPM. Basically, it's just a conversion on the MP5K that makes it an MP510, but it shoots faster and definitely has a lot of recoil. But if you can get past the fact that it has a lot of recoil, it is really strong. It has a little bit more recoil than the Colt SMG, and doesn't have the same RPM, has 100 less, but it does more damage. It can 2-hit to the head, and it has better damage ranges. Yeah, it definitely does more min damage as well. So overall, this could be considered a side grade or almost an upgrade to the Colt SMG, which is like, wow, that's pretty good, especially considering that this is just a conversion on a rank 0 gun. I haven't used it in a long time, basically since that video, but I've always like had it on my radar as a gun that's really cool and fun to use. And definitely as conversions go, or as guns go, this is underrated. Even the MP5K is underrated. This is just an underrated conversion on an underrated gun. It hits hard and it shoots fast, dude. I don't know what else to say. Plus P, but good? Question mark? And I know, plus P is a good ammo type and people should use it and whatnot, but like increases your muzzle velocity and your ranges, but not your damage. But I guess that would be OP if it did, so. And then it would basically make the 10mm conversion make no sense. Oh, but yeah, as you can see, this is a really solid gun. You should definitely give it a go if you haven't ever used it before. Next up, we actually have an assault rifle. This is the AK-109. Well, it's the AK-103, and the AK-103 I've seen used a little bit. I think like Pajama PF kind of got people on it for a little bit, but specifically with the 5.56 conversion and the bars barrel, this is one of my favorite guns in the game. It's also one of the higher viewed videos on my channel. It's the Galil, essentially, because it has a 35 round mag and less recoil. It's just a Galil with a bars barrel, because the 5.56 conversion on like the AK whatever and whatever, what are they doing, is basically just a Galil conversion. But yeah, I've always liked this gun ever since I bought the attachments. I've been like, well, when I first bought the attachments, I was like, I don't really like this. This feels weird. But then I started to use it, and then I really got the hang of it. And I'm never good right when I first start using this thing again, because it's just got such weird recoil that it's kind of hard to like account for the recoil. Even though the recoil is just horizontal, it's like I usually want to pull down, and it's just weird. If you can get past all this thing's quirks, this is going to be like so incredibly good for you. Because it's so accurate. And it just hits like a monster. Well, not really with 5.56. But I like 5.56 because it's just more accurate and has a bigger mag. But without 5.56, this is actually, I think, the fastest shooting 4-hit all ranges gun in the entire game. It shoots 150 RPM faster than the G36. Oh, I saw that coming. I've always liked the AK-109. Like I said, it is underrated. Like everybody was going for like, oh, the AK-107 is so good, best gun in the game. But I've always liked this one more. Look, I have 1,100 kills with this, okay? I've used it before. And I have videos from like multiple months ago on it. So don't even be like, oh, you stole this video ID from Oscar. No, I didn't steal this gun. Also, even if I had, which I haven't because I made a video on it long before he did, it doesn't matter. People can use whatever guns. If a YouTuber makes a video on a gun, another YouTuber can also make a video on that gun. The slowest shooting automatic gun with the oil filter, you gotta like credit a guy for using that. But a dude really got mad at me for not crediting God status for using the DBV 410. Like what? I didn't even know he made a video on it. I don't think anyone remembers him making a video on that. And 2, I can't make a video on a conversion. It's a conversion. How am I supposed to credit everybody who's used that conversion? Am I supposed to credit all the players who've used that conversion as well? It doesn't make any sense. Like, if I got the idea straight from him, maybe it would be nice to credit him, but I don't need to, even if I did. Next up, we actually have a carbine. This is the AKU-12. It does 35 to 19, and it has 800 RPM blazing fast. And in some aspects, this can kind of be considered just a slight upgrade to the M4A1. Yeah, it doesn't have the same recoil control, at least I feel like, but it does more damage, has better damage ranges, at least a better max damage range, and it shoots slightly faster, and it doesn't even have a bad reload or anything. I made a video on it a long time ago, like 3 months probably, because my friend, I have a friend who has a real knack for finding guns that people don't seem to use and that are super good, and he was using this. He has like a lot of kills on it. Okay, so it has... Okay, wait, is the auto more... Hold on, I want to see if the... Okay, and that's... I think the burst is more accurate than the auto. Oh... Oh. Okay, that's a lot of people. I'm going back down here, actually. Let's just avoid all of that. I knew there was a guy down here. That's the thing about control points, is that you always know when there's a person on it. Hill, it's like, maybe there isn't, but if it's lit up, what? Dude, I looked at the kill feed, I was like, who did I just get? Last up on this list is actually going to go to a gun that I actually mentioned earlier. It's the L85A2. The reason that I mentioned this is because people still don't use the L85A2 at all, and it's really stupid because it's basically the best assault rifle. Because you could be like, well, you know, it's just like super accurate and can 4-hit all ranges. It shoots 100 RPM faster than the Scar L, and it has more suppression and more muzzle velocity and more pen, and you can just put an AP on it with no downsides. So why aren't you using this thing again? There's really no reason to not at least try this out. Like, you can't deny that. I'd say this is objectively the best assault rifle. People have gotten angry at me for saying that, basically people that use HK416, but it's just because you haven't like given this a go. Yeah, there are other guns that fare better in like certain scenarios or something, but this is a laser that can 4-hit all ranges. It's just, dude, it's just so good. It's just so incredibly accurate. It doesn't look that accurate because of the super shaky camera recoil, but it is, I promise you, it is very accurate. I have a video up on this. It's called the best assault rifle in the game, or in Phantom Forces or whatever. Anyways, that is 5 underrated guns. If you like this series and you want to see more videos like this, drop a like, and also like actually comment like if you're enjoying this or what I should do, if anything should be done differently. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one though. Peace.